Alright guys, the T9 came in today, so I figured I'd do a little unboxing right off the bat. I kind of suspected this by a picture I saw of somebody that I think they had it on Amazon, the first review that popped up. I was thinking this thing would be closer to the JBL Partybox 110 size, but judging by the box, no, it's going to be quite a bit smaller. Anyway, let's go ahead and crack it open, see what we got. Box here. It's already got a hole in it. I'm assuming that's the power cord because it takes its own proprietary cable with a brick on it. Manual. It's got some indentions in the styrofoam where that stuff goes. Yeah, the speaker's down, even sit down in further. Yeah, this is nowhere close to the size of Partybox 110. That's actually not that much bigger than the T9. Now you can see the T11, the T9. So, wow, it's a lot smaller than I was expecting, especially since it has, I think they say it has 6-inch woofers, which is larger than the 5 1/4s on the Partybox 110. So yeah, as you can see, it's a little bigger, maybe about, of course it's a little deeper, but maybe about 25% bigger at the most than the T9, 20-25% maybe. Definitely not as big as I had hoped. So anyway, that was a pretty simple unboxing, not much to it. I'll go ahead and open up the box that's already got a hole in it. Kind of destroyed the box. Yeah, unfortunately, well, it does come with a 3.5mm cable, and unfortunately it comes with a very basic proprietary plug-in. I would have preferred, with a proprietary end on it, I would have much preferred just the basic, that figure 8 cable like the Partybox or even the Tri-Bit Blast use. So let's do a little sound check real quick, see what we got. Okay, so amazingly, W King, I think they're the only company that makes several speakers that hadn't got with the program. This doesn't sync with your phone, the volume, so best to like max it out on the speaker and then control it from your phone or tablet or what have you. Not sure why they still haven't figured that out, but everybody else seems to have in 2022. So let's do, well, this has 2 EQ modes. If you're familiar with any of the W King speakers, exact same thing. You got a bass mode and a kind of a treble mode. This is the bass mode. As with most W King speakers, the treble mode sounds pretty thin. So we'll start it at 20%, and this is in its EQ1 or default mode. The light modes are almost, I think they're exactly the same as the T9. 20%. As you see, it's kind of based on the volume. I don't like that. If you don't have very loud, the lights don't react much. %. %. Pause there. This sounds like, it basically sounds like a little bigger version of a T9, which that's what it is. The bass sounds about the same, maybe a little stronger, but it doesn't seem like it has any real deeper frequency than the T9. Very similar sound to the T9, just a little more of it. Okay, let's go back to 60%. I'm only about 8 to 10 feet away from the speaker, so I'm not very far away. With the 80%. I'm going to switch it to EQ2 just so you can hear the difference. So you can hear an EQ1 has more thump. EQ2, it really zaps the bass and increases the treble. So I'm going to switch tracks and stay at 80%. That sounds pretty decent. That's more punchy than the T9. That song's got a little more bass to it. That's definitely, you can definitely tell that's punchier than the T9. I'll probably do a T9 versus T11 video pretty soon, pretty quick. But that sounds pretty decent. Let's go back to it. Go to 100%. Back to 80. So there, when you go to 100%, it didn't seem like it lost too much of that bass. So it retains most of its bass. So my initial impressions, obviously this thing is not a Partybox 110 killer by any stretch of the imagination. It's basically like you took the T9 and injected some Barry Bonds hormones in it and it morphed into the T11. So it sounds pretty good. Of course, just like the other speakers in the W King line, you get the bass mode or treble mode EQs. You lose some of that clarity when you pick the EQ1, but you can adjust it with a third-party EQ, which is what I do. I almost always run the W King speakers in EQ1 and then adjust the treble up some. But so, my initial impressions, it's a pretty good speaker. It's not as big as I thought. It does get pretty loud, and it's about $200. So based on its size and price, that is going to be the best comparison of what to get, since this really isn't a huge speaker by any means. Is this better than the Tri-Bit Blast? That's going to be the question. So I'll probably be doing that video sometime soon also. So let me know what you guys think. My initial impression, I think this is a good speaker, but it's not, I never even should have mentioned something about the Partybox. I was thinking it was going to be bigger. So the expectations of that are not happening. But against that Tri-Bit Blast, that may be a different story. So look for those videos coming soon. Like and subscribe. Like I said, let me know what you guys think of this baby. That's a wrap.